Headed for a runoff in the race for Atlanta mayor. No candidate got more than 50% of the vote, so the top two, City Council member Keisha Bottoms and Mayor Norwood, head to the runoff. And that means both will be back on the campaign trail. Bottoms says she wants the city to be a better place for everybody.
This has been about my 4 kids from day one, and I want this city to be a better place for them. And I've said repeatedly throughout this campaign, it can't be better for them if it's not better for all of our communities and the families in those communities.
Her opponent, Mayor Norwood, joined us on Good Day Atlanta this morning. She says Atlanta is looking for a leader who will bring the city together.
Voters all across this city are looking for a leader who will unite us and not divide us. That has been my message of inclusion, and that is the message that I think is going to resonate with the voters. And I have great support all across the city.
And the runoff is set for December the 5th. Sine?
Well, Tom, while Bottoms and Norwood head to the runoff, more than 50% of Atlanta voters did not vote for either of them. They picked one of the other 11 candidates. So what are Bottoms and Norwood doing to get those votes? Well, today we had a chance to speak to both candidates, and Fox 5's Morse Diggs has more on what's next. Morse?
Well, for one thing, the candidate, Keisha Bottoms, recall her biggest ally, Mayor Kasim Reed. However, the current mayor has been in a public spat with several important people. Those are candidates who won votes. So for Keisha Bottoms, is that going to make it more difficult for her to win their endorsement? She told me the challenge ahead is bigger than personal feelings.
Leaders lead, and that means that we have to be flexible and we have to be prepared to lead in any number of circumstances.
The circumstances that both Keisha Bottoms and Mayor Norwood find themselves in is that at least 70% of the voters who went to the polls chose someone else. How do they sway the others? And their now former rivals may be helpful if they choose to be. In the case of the frontrunner, could that be difficult because her biggest ally, the current mayor, has taken public shots at some of the other candidates who have their own constituencies?
I've actually already reached out to every candidate, and it's not even noon yet, and I've either personally talked with them or left a message for them. And
including Vincent Ford?
Including Vincent Ford.
Okay. All right.
Everyone. It doesn't matter where the idea comes from. As long as it's a good suggestion and it's going to make our city better, then I welcome the candidate and that suggestion into our campaign.
What the mayor may have or may not have said about me is secondary to making sure that the neighborhoods who are neglected, particularly on the west side and south side of the city, are improved.
Vincent Ford told me this afternoon that sure, he and his voters plan to be involved. As for Mayor Norwood, you will hear her speak repeatedly about a different kind of endorsement she already has locked up.
The first is public safety, and I am delighted to have the backing of both the police department and the 2 unions, police unions, as well as the firefighters union. So I have all the public safety personnel, and they are supporting me because they know that I have supported them, and I introduced the legislation to get them the compensation that they deserved.
Vincent Ford told me he's going to meet with his supporters, a lot of those millennials, and they will examine the agendas of both Ms. Norwood and Ms. Bottoms. As for Caesar Mitchell, no comment from his office, and we reached out to Peter Amon, who's also been in the crosshairs of Mayor Reed for various back and forth issues. We were not able to get any return phone call from Mr. Amon. Reporting live from downtown Atlanta, I'm Morse Diggs, Fox 5 News.
All right, thank you, Morse. Well, we have complete election results from all of yesterday's elections on our website. Just log on to fox5atlanta.com and click on the banner at the top of the page.